Eastern versus Western philosophy, two paths to life's big questions. Is happiness about reaching personal success, or is it found in harmony with others? This question isn't just about individual preferences. It reflects the divide between two of the most profound intellectual traditions in history, Western and Eastern philosophy. These contrasting schools of thought offer unique perspectives on the meaning of truth, morality, and fulfillment. They challenge us to question how we understand ourselves, others, and the world around us. In this video, we'll explore the roots of both traditions, how they approach life's biggest questions, and the surprising points where they overlap. We'll also look at their modern-day impact and consider how blending both philosophies could inspire new ways of living. To understand Eastern and Western philosophies, we need to look at how each began and the historical context that shaped them. Western philosophy finds its roots in ancient Greece around the 5th century BCE. Thinkers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle laid its foundation by asking questions such as, how can we define truth? What is justice? How should we live? These ideas blossomed in a society that valued debate, reason, and individual thought. Over time, this emphasis on rational inquiry evolved into the scientific methods we recognize today. On the other hand, Eastern philosophy emerged from different contexts. In China, Confucianism and Taoism guided society, while Buddhism began in India under Siddhartha Gautama, later known as the Buddha. Unlike the Greek love of debate, Eastern thought focused on harmony, balance, and practical wisdom for everyday life. These philosophies arose from a desire not just to understand the world, but to live in harmony with it. They sought unity, whether with nature, others, or the greater cosmic flow. Both traditions seek answers to fundamental human concerns. What is true? What is good? And how should we live? But their approaches to these questions couldn't be more different. Western philosophy often emphasizes objective, universal truths. Rooted in logic, it seeks answers through systematic analysis and empirical evidence. Think of Socrates asking sharp, probing questions to uncover inconsistencies in reasoning. Later, Descartes famously declared, "I think, therefore I am," asserting the mind's ability to understand the ultimate truths about existence. In contrast, Eastern philosophy values subjective and intuitive truths. Taoism, for instance, posits that truth is dynamic and flows like water. It can't always be pinned down by rational frameworks. Similarly, Buddhism teaches that true understanding arises through meditation and direct experience, not intellectual reasoning alone. Ethics is another area where these philosophies diverge. Western morality often revolves around universal principles, such as justice, fairness, and the idea of inherent rights. Systems like utilitarianism or Kant's categorical imperative prioritize rules that hold true regardless of context. Eastern philosophy, however, leans towards situational morality. Confucianism, for example, focuses on relationships and duties. A child should show filial piety to a parent, just as a ruler should act justly toward their people. Taoism and Buddhism emphasize personal responsibility and the ripple effects of one's actions, advocating for harmony rather than rigid rules. When it comes to happiness, Western philosophy often ties fulfillment to individual achievement and freedom. Aristotle's concept of eudaimonia, or human flourishing, is about realizing personal potential through reason and virtue. Many Western ideals, from the American dream to modern notions of self-help and success, reflect this belief that happiness comes from effort, ambition, and self-expression. Eastern traditions offer a contrasting perspective. Buddhism teaches that happiness isn't found in striving but in letting go, releasing attachments, desires, and ego-driven pursuits. Similarly, Taoism advises aligning oneself with the natural flow of life, finding contentment in simplicity and balance. For Eastern thinkers, fulfillment often lies in becoming part of something greater than oneself, like a harmonious community or the greater cosmos. While the differences are striking, these two traditions share some common ground. At their core, both ask us to live authentically and seek wisdom beyond surface appearances. For example, both agree on the value of self-awareness. Western philosophy emphasizes introspection. Socrates' famous claim that the unexamined life is not worth living encourages questioning and self-discovery. Eastern practices like meditation similarly prioritize looking inward to understand one's thoughts, feelings, and motivations. Despite taking different approaches, both aim to connect us to our deeper selves. They also share a commitment to ethics and compassion. While Western thought often grounds morality in laws and principles, it similarly values care for others, as seen in philosophies like Christian ethics or humanism. Eastern teachings, while rooted in harmony, also emphasize mutual respect, kindness, and ethical living. Lastly, both traditions explore the pursuit of a meaningful life. They may define the good life differently, individual fulfillment versus collective harmony, but they're ultimately asking the same questions. In today's globalized world, these philosophical traditions have expanded far beyond their origins. Each has had a transformative impact that continues to shape how we think, work, and live. From the Western tradition, we've inherited innovations such as democracy, human rights, scientific inquiry, and technological progress. The principles of individual autonomy and freedom have fueled advances in art, politics, and science for centuries. Yet this focus on individualism has also brought challenges, such as consumerism, environmental degradation, and growing feelings of isolation. Eastern philosophy has influenced the world in profound ways as well. Practices like mindfulness, meditation, and yoga, rooted in Buddhism and Hinduism, are now part of mainstream culture in the West. These approaches encourage people to find calm amidst the chaos of modern life, offering counterbalance to materialism and stress. Buddhism's teachings on impermanence and letting go are also gaining traction in areas like psychology and mental health. Interestingly, many people today are blending these traditions. Some turn to meditation and mindfulness, while also pursuing personal success. Others advocate for sustainable and community-oriented lifestyles that reflect Eastern ideals of interconnection. Reflecting on these two schools of thought gives us valuable tools to navigate our lives. Both encourage us to ask big questions about purpose, morality, and fulfillment. They challenge us to think beyond culture, habit, and routine. For Western thinkers, the Eastern focus on harmony and letting go can offer a necessary reprieve from the pursuit of endless growth. Eastern wisdom reminds us that happiness doesn't always require doing more. Instead, it can often be found in stillness and simplicity. Likewise, for those steeped in Eastern thought, Western philosophy's emphasis on critical thinking, innovation, and individuality can be empowering. It's a reminder to take ownership of one's destiny, embrace challenges, and strive for personal achievements. Perhaps the most important lesson is that these approaches don't need to be in conflict. Instead, they offer complementary insights. By blending them, we might find a balance between ambition and contentment, reason and intuition, individuality and community. So, is happiness about personal achievement, harmony with others, or both? The answer lies within each of us. The beauty of exploring these two traditions is that they illuminate different aspects of what it means to live a good life. Western philosophy urges us to question boldly, pursue knowledge, and strive for greatness. Eastern philosophy teaches us to embrace the present, nurture connections, and seek harmony. Together, they offer a rich, nuanced understanding of life's complexities. In reflecting on these ideas, ask yourself, what resonates more with your journey? Are you striving for success, seeking unity, or rediscovering the space where both can coexist? Perhaps the most philosophical act we can make is to remain open, to learn from both traditions as we shape our own paths in this intricate, interconnected world. After all, the wisdom of East and West reminds us that life's questions are endless, but so are its possibilities.